Hey, afternoon, Eric. How's it going, buddy? Started just a tad early today. Let people get inside, get ready for the discussion. Pro Charge 392, what's up, brother? Yeah, we got a little snow, we got a little cold out here, but we're doing good. We're doing good. Give people a couple more minutes to hop in the chat. Mm. We'll start rapping about some of these videos that TK's Garage, Butter the Insider, OC Motivator, that are putting out there on some of these dealerships. Love to get some of y'all thoughts on what y'all think about what's going on. And man, it's a it's a fast moving train. We'll get into it here in a couple minutes. Asher, hello, buddy. What's happening? Just chilling. That's the best thing to do when it. Eric, -30. Yeah, buddy, that's a lot colder than it is here. It's 21, positive 21 here. So we're having a heat wave compared to you, brother. 58, that's a little chilly for Florida though. 58's a little bit on the chilly side for Florida. Yeah, and New York is cold too, I bet. Waiting for March to roll around, folks. Waiting for March to roll around. Jeez, Eric, y'all got some cool weather out there in Denver. Jay, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, my in-laws got a camper down in Florida. They're they're your snowbirds coming down there to Florida. But yeah, they complain when it's like less than 60, when it's below 60. It's cold here in Florida. Well, come back up here to Tennessee. Tennessee is super cold. All right, so let's get started here. So first thing I want to talk about, and we'll probably wind up getting into the chat because I don't think this will take a whole hour to talk about this subject. But there's a lot of people getting taken advantage of, and finally, just to give you the kind of inside scoop, finally, Butter the Insider did a video on an active duty member that got screwed over on his Demon 170. And you want to see some TV quality videos, go watch Butter the Insider. He's got, man, his stuff is really good, really good. And he cracked this thing wide open when he did that story. So TK's Garage picked it up, OC Motivator picked it up, I did a video on it, picked it up, and at least now, I mean, we all knew these things were happening, right? Everybody knew demons were going over MSRP and people were getting demons sold up underneath them. But Butter finally took the step to put it on YouTube and a bunch of other folks. I know there's some other folks that hopped on the train too, to get the word out there. And not only on YouTube but on Instagram and X and TikTok. So they were all over social Facebook. They put it all over social media, and finally got a resolution for that service member. So Dodge stepped up. They're going to give him a new car, repaint it, give it to him at Jay Leno's garage, which is great. And then they're taking the Demon he was supposed to buy and auctioning it off for charity. Now, yep, right, it's tax write-off for the dealership. I get it, but at least it's some kind of good coming out of a terrible situation. But there was actually 3 people that got screwed over in that deal. But if you want to get to the nitty-gritty of some of these things that are going on and some of the fixes that are happening, Butter the Insider is the one that broke it open. He's continuing to do videos. TK Garage, now that guy, he's pumping out videos on these dealerships, man, just left and right. I mean, he's hammering them. And he's got a lot of videos on a lot of different people that got screwed out. Now, I know people are saying, oh, you're focusing on veterans, or you're focusing on active duty members, or you're focusing on the demons. It's just not happening with those cars, folks. And it's just not happening with Dodge. It's happening with Jeep. It's happening with Honda. It's happening with Ford. It's happening with all these dealerships. But TK's Garage put out an email if you're having dealer issues and you're running into these scams. And he's got probably over 1,000 now. He had 600 the other day in his inbox. And it's just kind of hard to keep up with that much volume, but he actually has the resources, the money, and the time to be able to do what he's doing, and he's making a big difference in a lot of people's deals. But these dealerships are starting to get sneaky. They're starting to get sneaky. So the one guy that TK's Garage helped out get his $100,000 check over MSRP back. Well, the dealership, Tobin, I think it's Tobin. The dealership went back to the customer and said, "Hey, get those videos taken down before you need to get those videos taken down before we give you a check." So now he went out to TK's Garage asking him to take down the videos so he can get his check. Ludicrous. I mean, how stupid are you, right? You go to a customer to go to a YouTuber and ask him to take videos down. If you're that scared of those videos, you go to that YouTuber, man. Stand up. Be a man. Face to face. Stand up. Say, hey, we fixed the situation the best we could. Can you take the videos down? And I'm sure TK would take them down if they were come up. Obviously he'll verify everything they did, everything they said they were going to do. And once he verified it, he'd take the videos down. But these dealerships are just ridiculous, man. They're just ridiculous. And it's going on for everybody, right? So it was in my video. So some of the concentration on the veterans, the active duty, the firemen, the police, and health workers, is that's the only way you make the news. I hate to say that, but to make especially national, get this to the national level, which TK has done, is getting this into national level attention, is by tugging on the Americans' hearts. And the best way to do that is through those demographics. But going through those demographics, he is helping more and more people that aren't in that demographic than you guys know. So TK's Garage, TK, he is putting in a lot of hours, a lot of legwork, a lot of time, effort, and money to one, verify all these stories, get all the paperwork and everything he needs, so in case they try, and they've already tried to come back on him and get him for slandering or whatever else. But I mean, he, like I said, he's got the legal resources, he's got the money, he's got the time. So he's doing a lot of good things for a lot of good people. So please, butter the insider, TK's Garage, and let me talk about OC Motivator for a second. OC Motivator also jumped on, I'll call it the bandwagon, right? He jumped on this bandwagon as well, but he's been putting videos out for years, trying to educate people on how not to get into these situations, right? Great guy. I've talked to him a couple times. OC Motivator, man, he's a good dude, and he's putting out a lot of good content, a lot of good dealership stuff. He's got a Demon 170. TK's Garage got a Demon 170 coming. As a matter of fact, Butter the Insider, he got screwed out of his Demon 170. So maybe someone will step up and get that guy an allocation for one. But and I get it. I know a lot of people are like, hey, these guys should have been smarter, should have never got in this situation in the first place. We've all been to the dealership. We've all dealt with the salesman, the finance manager, the general manager, the hooji manager, right? The 5 to 10 people you got to go through to buy a car. And it's all of their job is to sell you a car for as much as they can get. So not only is the dealership making money, all of those people in the middle are making money, right? Because a lot of those folks work on commission, which, arguably there's got to be a better way to pay salespeople. So they're not, I don't want to say they're forced into making these shady deals, but there won't be as many of them if they find some kind of better solution on how to properly pay a salesman and the team that does this car buying stuff. But back to my point, those guys are good at their job. If they wouldn't be selling cars, right? And like I said, it's their job to sell the car and get as much money as they can. And a lot of those salesmen take that to the extreme and do these dirty deals, and it's unfortunate for the consumer, is what's going on. So I'm just looking at the comments real quick. Stellantis is trying to do something about it. So if you watch one of TK's Garages, I think he said in a couple different of his videos that Stellantis Dodge is going to come down hard on one of these conglomerates, not just a dealership or a couple dealerships, coming down on several dealerships, by however they're going to do it. I'm not really sure how they're going to do it, what they're going to do, if they're going to take allocations away, or if they're going to take the brands away, or what have you. But kind of my opinion, TK's not quite of the same opinion, but my opinion is look where Dodge is going. Dodge seems to be like they're slowly going on the way out. And I think the dealerships and the salesmen see this too, so they're just trying to get everything out of selling Dodges that they can. That's just my opinion. But we'll see what Stellantis does to whichever dealership is supposed to be a big one per TK's his video. But supposedly Stellantis Dodge is supposed to come down hard on one or several of these dealerships to hopefully set an example that, hey, corporate's not going to take this shady deals anymore. So stop doing what you're doing, start doing people right, selling cars like you're supposed to, and we'll be done with all this. So are they going to do it? who knows? Are there still going to be shady deals done that don't get brought to light? Absolutely. um, and Butter the Great put out a good, or Butter the Insider. He's Butter the Great on Instagram. I mean, he put out another. I think it was a short. Maybe was it a short, or maybe it was a long video? No, it was a long video on, with all these last calls and the Demon 170, and now the what is it for the what is it, the special Durango coming out, where there's only a certain number of allocations. And I'm with him. I think Dodge had good intentions when they were doing all of this stuff, and he actually talks about the horsepower locator, excuse me, and some other things that Dodge has done. Again, I think with the best intentions out of Dodge and Stellantis, and these dealerships took that and just just twisted and turned it into something that just has become evil, evil in the end. But at least it's coming to light, and yeah, I know it's impossible to help everyone. It really is. So I don't know how TK's doing things, but it's impossible to help everyone. But it just goes to prove, if a few stand up, many more people will stand up, and we as a brotherhood can make a difference. And TK talks about the brotherhood a lot. Butter the Insider Tech talks about it. OC Motivator talks about it. And we all know it, right? The brotherhood of muscle, right? We're all into Dodge. We're all into Mopar. And it is a fairly tight knit group, right? In the grand scheme of things, the Brotherhood of Muscle is a pretty tight knit group. It just goes to show, a few people stand up, you get a few more people, a few more bigger YouTubers backing you up, and you can make things happen. And that's what's really going on. So again, and what I'm going to do is finalize this little wrap up, because I don't see very many comments about this topic, but I just wanted to put it out there, so you guys know where I'm coming from, and kind of my thoughts after my video. And that's why I did that video. And it's not even doing very good. It's only got like 300 views. So it's not even doing very good, but at least it's reaching some people. Hopefully they'll go watch TK's, OC Motivator, Butter the Insider, reach out to those guys if you got screwed, and hopefully they can make something happen and help you out. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go back up, run through some of these comments, and then hopefully you guys can keep me going for another 45 minutes. Well, yeah, let's talk about Shake and Bake again. No new changes in Shake and Bake. My plan is to keep the current setup with Max Cam. We're going to go do an alignment probably sometime a little bit later this month, beginning of February. Get everything 100% lined up. We may pulley down just to see what happens. See how much more power we can make. And then we're going to run that setup probably into June, July-ish, depending on how the money flows. June, July-ish. And then we're looking at making that mega change, and a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. I've said it enough times. I'm not gonna say it anymore. So if someone wants to type it into type it in the chat, you can. But I'm not spoiling it anymore. And the 12 people in here probably know what I'm talking about anyway. Anyway, back up here. We were talking about weather, talking about freezing. I'm glad you're giving Butter his just due. Yeah, he's the one that broke that initial story open, and then between the three of those guys, they've just opened up can of worms after can of worms after can of worms. And they're really doing God's work, trying to help people out, trying to fix things, trying to make a change. And that's the bottom line, is trying to make a change, and something that's been going on for, for at least a couple years now, and try and rewrite the ship when it comes to the manufacturer dealership relationship, and how they sell cars. Super cold. I don't think about doing anything right now. It is too cold. 803 South Carolina. What's up, brother? What's going on? It's dumb cold. I hear you, Eric. Denver, man, Mile High City. It's definitely cold up there, no doubt. Southern Indiana. What's up, guys? I'm hanging in the garage, listening in, trying to keep my 1320 warm in the single digit temps. I hear you guys. I hear you. It's definitely cold. Why Body Mike, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Jay, I hit your Stellantis comment. Yeah, Eric. And it's not all dealerships, it's not all salespeople, but the thing is, it's becoming more and more of a problem. And hopefully now, with all of the spotlight these dealerships are getting, and like I said, TK Garage, he's got local media involved, he's got national media involved, he's got communities involved. Talk about picket lines. You have to go watch his videos. Now, his videos are not kid friendly, so if your kid's around, don't listen to TK's videos unless you have some headphones on, because he is a flowery kind of guy, and he's awesome. I've talked to him too. Hang on one sec. Doggos keep opening that door. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's what salesmen. Come on, Eric. That's what salesmen do. They create that connection. They make you feel like you're buddies, and then some of them just screw you over. It is what it is. Everyone's going waving in Mike. Yeah, Mike, I'm in the warm. I'm in the warm, man. You see me? I'm all warmed up. Oh, by the way, I'm warmed up with Stark's Performance and Maintenance. All your performance and maintenance needs. Hook up Mike Stark, baby. Stark's Performance and Maintenance. There you go. There's the plug for Stark's Performance and Maintenance. Yeah, I hear you, Eric. We're supposed to get another couple inches of snow on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. 803, we have a heat wave in Iowa. High of 816. That's chilly, man. I know it's what I say. It was 21 here. Yeah, it's 21 here in Maryland, so it's chilly here too. Yeah, Mike, you know the deal, man. Maryland weather. If you don't like it, wait about 5 or 10 minutes and it'll change. But yeah, temps are supposed to go back up, which is pretty cool. I hate when this thing jumps on me. Eric, it's been a bit warmer here the past 2 days. Good. Yeah, it's just my opinion. It just seems like Stellantis is pushing Dodge off to the side, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I mean, we could be wrong. Dodge, could turn things around. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to fix my phone. We'll see what happens with Dodge. Olajuwon 6.1 SRT8 is the best. Nothing wrong with the 6.1, man. That's a stout engine. That's for sure. You can make some big power with the 6.1. It ain't that 2-door V6. I don't see that as much of a saver much. Yeah. I did a video on that. That video did a little bit better. It's got a couple thousand views. But The new Charger coming out, be it electric, be it the straight six, single turbo, twin turbo, whatever they throw in that car. Uh, uh, it is what it is. And actually, another video Butter the Insider did, specifically on Dodge, talking about this very thing, is, and it boils down to this: hey Dodge, if you're getting hammered on all of these V8s by the EPA and paying all these fines, why don't you just get rid of whatever engine and make one V8? Ford, they use one V8 basically, right, for everything except for the GT500. I think the GT500 is a different engine, but the Mustang, the F-150s, they all use it. They all use that same engine. Here we are with the 6.2, the 6.4, the 5.7. Just neck it down to one engine. Now, how much that would help, I don't know, but it seems to be working for Dodge and Chevy. Ford and Chevy. It seems to be working for those two, using the same engine and everything. And it seemed like they started doing that because they did it with the 5.7 in the trucks, right? Anyway, just make everything a 6.4 or whatever, instead of having so many different engines. Anyway, yeah, Jay, I said that a couple times about Stellantis and Dodge, and that is also true, right? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, and the dealerships are customers of Stellantis, they're customers of Dodge, so they kind of have to tiptoe very carefully too, because they're dipping into their own pockets. But let's be honest, they're all making money hand over fisticuff. So slapping a few dealerships around isn't gonna kill them. All right, we're back to the straight six again, direct injected, which could be a nightmare. Back to the weather. I hear you, Ant. You got a lot of parts to install. I got you, brother. Hopefully it'll start warming up, but who knows with Maryland weather? You never know. There you go, Jay. Get that stuff balanced, baby. Make sure it's good to go. Yeah, it's hard to work outside, man. It's cold. So yeah. Eric, do you have to change your tune if you pulley down? More than likely, because I'm. So here's the deal, right? So you pulley down, you make more boost, but you make more heat. Am I going to make more heat than I'm going to make boost? Am I actually going to make any power? How much power am I going to make out of those 2 or 3 pounds of boost? We'll see how it goes, and that's all part of this too, right? Is trial and error, right? We pulley down, put it on the dyno. If it doesn't work, guess what? We put the 3.6 pulley back on there. We're going from a 3.6 to a 3.2, and it's a Grip Tech 3.2. So hopefully, if we had belt slip the last time, hopefully that Grip Tech will help not run into any belt slip. And I'm with you, buddy. We need to beat Stark into submission. He can take 45 minutes, an hour out of his time to join the chat, man. I'm with you 100%. I support him. I'm always wearing his stuff on my lives. He can come in here for a little while. Get away from that shop for a minute, take a break, and hop in the chat. Most likely at home. No, he's probably at the shop working. All right. Mike's going back to Eric's going to need some tunes. When you pull it down, absolutely. 1320 March 11th is our first test and tune session here. I can't wait to test my new cam at the track, man. That'll be awesome. I'd love to hear what happens, buddy. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know how you do. 803, what do y'all think about rocker stabilizers and collars. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that to the professionals. I'll leave that to Jay and Wide Body Mike. I'm sure they already answered that down below, because I have neither right now. I have no opinion on those because I don't have any. Ant saying big boost platforms, they're almost a necessity. Eric says ask Jay. They're needed to plan to spend higher RPM range. All right. Wide body and those collars along with cam rocker kit studs. Yep. Oh, you run collars along with a comp cam rocker stud kit. There you go. So my opinion, all right, my uninformed opinion, I'll tell you that now, is it obviously wouldn't hurt. Now, would your current setup, stock setup work? Absolutely, because I'm on that stock setup. But adding the stabilizers and collars definitely wouldn't hurt. I would say money well spent for safety. That's just my uninformed opinion. God, this thing jumps. Eric and Jay going back and forth. It's amazing how these local dealers make more than the manufacturers these days. That's right. So again, Butter the Insider in his video, he talks about which dealership was it? Antioch. It was one of the dealerships, one of the dealership conglomerates. They're making over $1 billion. $1 billion. No, it was Mac Hike. It was Mac Hike. Their conglomerate is making over $1 billion, and they were worried about $100,000 Demon 170 and screwing a guy over. Just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. But the problem is, what's a rich man want? What's a rich man want? More money. Doesn't make sense to me. But you know, greed is greed. That's all I got to say. 803 got the D1X plan. Ongoing 6,265 RPM. Yep. Those are good shift. You can even go a little higher on those shift points if you want to. I'm at 67, 68 right now. Mike, Stank, the only ones on the market that I know of. Jay's going back to Ant. Eric, definitely not. I just know one talking about them in a video. Yeah. Jay, Manton has a setup. All right. Manton has a setup. Saw him at PRI. Eric. See, yeah, that's a PRI show. I remember. Yep. Wide Body Mike going back to 803. You'll really need them at those RPMs level, but they won't hurt to have them. But don't break the bank if it's gonna break the budget. Yeah. So Mike, obviously you guys know the deal. Mike, Jay, and one of these guys has probably answered your question already, but that's kind of the same opinion I gave. Is you don't really need them, but it doesn't hurt for safety's sake, because you never know. 803, yeah, the Stank and the ARP rocker bolts. Wide Body's going back to Jay. Ant saying if you're running aftermarket valve covers, you may have to clearance them. Interesting. James, good evening, brother. What's happening? Question for you is involving your Hoosier DVRs versus Goodyear slicks with the quality of. So I haven't used Goodyear slicks, so I can't speak on Goodyear slicks. This is This is my actual first set of Hoosier DBRs, but I have run Hoosier bias plies, and they ran fine. They were great. They lasted me 3/4 of a season. And I got DBRs now. They're out in the garage, just waiting for March to roll around to put on the car and let's see what we do. But I definitely like Hoosiers, and I definitely like the Mickey Thompson ET Street R's, and arguably those are the most not maybe not the most expensive ones, but they're pretty doggone close. But they're the two tires you consistently see at the track. I really don't see a whole lot of Goodyear slicks at the track. Very, very rare I see a Goodyear slick. 95% of it is Hoosiers in some shape or form, Mickey's in some shape or form, is what I see at the track. There's DBR is better than Goodyear. That's what I'm saying. If Goodyear was good, you'd see more at the track. I rarely see a Goodyear slick at the track. Jay, Mike Joel's setup slides over the stock shaft. They're only 215 per. All right, so we're back to the rocker shafts again. Eric, they tried that at the end with 6.4 trucks. Yeah. Mike, DBR is a radial, not DOT, and slicks only good for stick cars. There you go. Technically, bias ply are for stick cars, but it was long story. It was way back when COVID was happening, and it is what it is. I had to get what I could get, and that's all I could get. But anyway, 803, yeah, aftermarket valve covers. All right, going back and forth about valve covers, rocker shafts, and the deal here between Jezel, Manton. Ant saying you may have to move a little bit of material from the valve covers. Jay's talk about DBRs. Thanks for the hearts. I see them flying. The stanks clear. So the stanks clear the stock valve covers. We're getting a lot of information out there. Hopefully y'all reading this. I'm just reading them back myself. Jay, the Mantons use a different shaft. You're right about that. 803, either IMS or Cornerstone both say they are made higher to clear rockers, and both come with AN taps already in them. Yep. I watch out for. I think it's the Cornerstone ones are a little iffy. You might want to watch out for them. Jay, in my opinion, Manton setup is better than the Jezel Pro setup. Jezels require a machine of the heads. Interesting. Can't. Well, it's Wednesday, so I say he should be here with us. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's on baby duty. He should be in here with us. You're right, Ed. That's a good point. We need to beat him into submission in the chat and just keep beating him up. Be in here Wednesday. He could take an hour out of his time. Only really recommended Riptune valve covers. Straight up trash. Manton valve covers. Better than all valve covers. Jay, the Holly. Overs are fine, but the fasteners suck. God, I jumped again. Only because you got multiple sets. I hear you, Ant. Ripping no fitment issues like the Cornerstone and the Hollies. Interesting. Yeah, definitely an interesting point. What fitment problems with the Cornerstones? There, Ant's answering that one because he's the one he had Cornerstone valve covers, so he's saying the power steering pump won't fit if you have one on the upper part of the accessory drive. Man, lots of information getting dropped up here. I use no fasteners for the coil packs. Jay, did you ever run into spark issues? So Mike's saying he never ran into spark issues without bolting down his coil packs. That's interesting. Interesting to know. Actually, for the longest, still, the one coil pack under my Pro Charger only has one bolt in it because when it was flipped the other way, you couldn't get to it to switch anything out. If you wanted to switch the to do your spark plugs or the coil pack, you couldn't do it because the Pro Charger was in the way. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Let's just do this. Probably done this video a couple times, but we'll throw it up there for now. All right, bounce back to work. Comes early tomorrow. All right, Mike. We'll see you later, buddy. Mike's getting tucked into bed next to his nitrous bottle. Good one, Ant. I like it. So who's gonna let me tune their Holley EFI cars? You know what, Ant? If I ever get to the point where I do a third party and go Holley, I'll let you tune the car, man. How about that? I'll tell you what. I'm about to brick these Phoenix bias plies with the stuffed sidewalls designed for manuals. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Jay, I said the same thing. If I ever wind up going aftermarket ECU and go Holley, we'll give you a shot, Ant. Definitely. Destroyer 1320. I forgot about you. You hopped on the bandwagon too, man. Hey, so for your security needs, check out Destroyer 1320. They got a lot of stuff on their website. He was one of the, I think you were one of the first, if not the first, to do the neutral switch cover underneath the little coin holder by your shifter and your automatics. I think he was one of the first ones, if not the first one, to do those. And that's just to try and protect your car from being stolen. Because that's one way how they steal them, is they go in there and lift that up and just push the car out. So, and there's a bunch of other stuff. He's got switches and just all kinds of stuff. Go check out Destroyer 1320. Jay, I tell you what. Okay. Yeah, somehow I missed that 1320, but I got you back though. Pro Charge, since we're on tires, anyone tried the Turo drag rails? I have not. I've heard a couple people using them. Haven't seen any reviews on them. I may have to look. Oh, excuse me. May have to look into a set of those. Jay, but I'm on Fuel Tech, baby, so I do it myself right now. Gotcha. Coop Dog, B locks required for rear or VMS okay? Depends your power level. My tires started my race stars. I started seeing slippage in that 600, 650 horsepower range. But now I had a big stall converter too, and I have a big stall converter, so that makes a difference too. It's kind of hard, but I would say, Coop, when you get into that 600, 650, 700 horsepower range, I would go bead locks, and that's more of a safe, not safety, but safety in that it's not going to spin on the rim. James Barrett, thank you for the assistance in my search for an answer related to your experience. All right, James. Cool, buddy. You're welcome. That's what this chat's about. That's what the channel's about. It is hopefully guiding, not necessarily guiding is the wrong word, but just don't make my mistakes and pay 2-3 times for something. Think about what you're doing. Think about the future. Think where you want to be in the future. Plan for the future. Pay for the future. Buy once, cry once. All right. We've heard that a couple times on the channel. Jay saying depends on power level. Yep. MCM, let's go. I haven't been able to be in here so long. Glad I can make it to a live stream. Blessings, brother. You too, buddy. Blessings to you. I appreciate you chiming in, getting in. I get it. Life gets in the way, and you just, it is what it is, right? It happens. Not a big deal. You're back now. That's all that matters. All right. And I just texted Stark to get his ass in here. I hear you. Yeah, Jay he's saying he hasn't tried them. I've seen people saying they've used them, but I haven't really seen any reviews. So maybe I'll get a set and do a review. Pro Charge. I have a Turo on the street now. Not bad. Yeah, I got a Turos for the street. I got 800s up front and 850s in the rear. I know that's kind of weird, having different tires in the front and the rear, but it just wound up being that way. But for street tires, they're not bad. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna hook on any street tires, but the Turo street tires are pretty good. I haven't had an issue with them. Rain, snow. Well, I haven't really done them in the snow, but rain, not a problem. Wet roads, not a problem. So. Jay said he's running Nittos on the street. Destroyer 1320, access to Igla. James, your wheels that you use, are they forged one-piece customs? No, they're not. they're demon replicas from, oh God. Daggone it. Where did I get them from? I can't remember where I got them from, but no, they're not forged one pieces. The wheels I'm running now are demon reps. I can't remember. God, I can't remember how I got them, but they're cheap demon reps. They're not from necessarily a high quality replica. We'll say that. I'm at low 600s right now. Yeah, Pro Charge, you want to start thinking about possibly getting some bead locks. I run the Raystar bead locks and haven't had an issue. You can pay a lot more for bead locks, or you can go cheap on bead locks. My basic opinion, and some people will disagree with me, but my basic opinion, bead locks are bead locks. You put the bead locks on, them tires aren't going to move. Whether you paid $500 a wheel or you paid $1,500 a wheel, you put bead locks on there, the tires aren't moving. Now, quality discussion set aside, but I haven't had a problem out of my Raystars. I was lucky. I got in those Raystars early. They were $250 a wheel. So I paid $500 for a set of bead locks. And yeah, the little bead lock screws, some of those are rusting on the outside. Pretty ain't fast. You'll heard that. I ain't heard that one in a while. Pretty ain't fast. Jay, not sure who you're asking, but I have 2 sets of wheels, one bead lock, one not, for testing purposes. I run bead locks and slicks, non-bead with radials. James, transmission related build level 10 in the future on your trans. I think you're talking to Jay, or are you talking to me? Eventually, if you're talking to me, yes, eventually I'm going to have to build the trans. That's gonna come sooner or later. It's just a matter of when. And when I do, it's probably more than likely I'm gonna go with pure. Probably. Anyone know how much Turo radios are? I do not. They're about $720 for 2. There you go. That's not bad. Hoosiers are right about that same price. Now Mickey's, sometimes Mickey's, I hadn't looked at Mickey's in a while, but I know they were like $400 a tire for a while there. Jay's, yeah, Jay, I'm not sure who he was asking, me or you, but I gave him my answer. Eventually, it's stock now, but eventually it's going to get built. It's just a matter of time. Coop Dog, Hoosiers 325s hooked all day. till I put on lowering springs. Then they were rubbing, so I tried Toyo 305s. They never really hooked, so I'm looking. Yeah, 325. That's a big tire, dude. I I run 315s. Yeah, so you may want to look at 315s instead of 325s. And I hook on 315s. Once we got the suspension straight, uh, yeah, I'll hook on 315s all day long. MCM, pardon the ignorance and lack of knowledge, fellows. Is it worth trouble to manual swap a charger? That's all up to you, really. I mean, it's kind of a personal preference if you want to manual swap a charger. I think it'd be cool. I don't know if anyone's done it. I haven't seen anyone do it, but a manual swap charger, I think it'd be pretty cool. You may, I don't know if you're doing it on YouTube, but you can get some YouTube out of that. Eric's giving Jay the arm flex. Depends on what you want. It's your car. Make the decision. Yeah, that's really where it goes. MCM. Like I said, I haven't seen anyone do it. Not to say that someone hasn't done it. I just haven't seen anyone that has done it. But I think it'd be cool to have a stick shift charger. It'd be really cool. 803. Thanks for the info, guys. Don, keep up the great work, brother. Y'all have a good night. You too, buddy. You know the deal. You've been around long enough. I ain't gotta tell you. That's what the chat's for. James, just any information I can get at this point in time. Open to anyone. Yeah, like I said, James, eventually the trans is gonna tap out. when it taps out, then I'll go get it built. But for now, I'm sticking with the stock HP90. Everyone's waving out the 803. I got you, 3-pedal Jay. Jay's like, heck yeah, manual swap that charger. Like I said, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be really neat. Pro Charge. I'm on Long Island. No tracks even close to me, unfortunately. So I'll hold on beadlocks. I hear you, man. This is another thing that's sad in America nowadays is all these tracks closing down. It's sad. Jay Hoosers, $600 a pair, depending on which ones you get. Noah, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in, buddy. I appreciate it. Don, there's a manual swap charger in Texas. Yeah, but is he on YouTube? I mean, does he do any YouTubes? Does he have a YouTube channel? Is it up on the YouTube channel? They can have it, but I want to see it get done. I want to see it on YouTube. No, a main concern is that the mesh spray won't reach the IAT sensor, so I don't know how tuning that would go. Yeah, that was kind of my concerns when I was running nitrous, that we were injecting it way before the right before the intercooler, so I had to go through all the way through the intercooler, up through the pipe and then into the throttle body, and get to the sensor, right? So yeah, I'm with you on that. But then again, neither would a port NOS spray. Yeah, I'm with you. Or even the intake things too. They're past the IAT sensor. So yeah, I would say you definitely have to know what you're doing if you're tuning it that way. Just because you don't know what those AITs are, which is kind of scary. Jay saying don't tune with the meth, use it as safety. Wide Body Mike says the same thing. You can run the meth, just don't tune for it. That way, if you run out of that meth, your car's not relying on it. But I mean, if you're diligent enough and keeping that thing full and make sure you don't run out, you're good to go. But if you ever do happen to run out, you're asking for trouble. Here you go, Jay. Ah. Let's see. MCM, yeah, I'll do some research. I've only seen one so far. But yeah, just love the manual and love the Charger, so I'll try and make it happen. Yeah, I'd love to see it, dude. I really would. I think it'd be cool. 300 to life. What would be the sweet spot for HP? Just a road warrior and not a slouch at the track. For a 5.7. I mean, that's 300. That's kind of vague, kind of vague. But if you want to be in that high 10s, low 11s, getting in that 600 horsepower range. I mean, you're not gonna be the fastest car on the track, but you're not gonna be the slowest car on the track either. You get in that 600, 650 range. I think for a 5.7 is kind of a sweet spot. Where you're still low enough in boost that you're not killing the engine, and you have enough horsepower to have a pretty fast car. High 10, low 11 cars is freaking fast, right? All us track guys are talking about, 9s and 8s and 7s and all that. But just cruising around the street, having, a high 10, low 11 second car, that's fast. In the grand scheme of things, that's a fast car. No, I was planning to use it to raise my octane so I can add more boost. Yeah, I'd be a little, especially if it's after the IAT sensor, I'd be a little shaky to do that. But that's just me. You know me, I don't get shaky about many things, but I think that's a little shaky. Would I do it? Maybe. but that's a little sketchy. Go for it, MCM. Do that manual Charger, man. It'd be cool. Oh, he's on IG. I got you. Nitrous and meth are combustion cooling mechanism. Yep. Yeah, he said it. He said it. I guess, yeah. So he did say it was a 5.7. He did say it's a 5.7, Jay. So I gave him my thoughts. I got you, Ant. I know what you're saying. Yep. Yep. Don't tune for meth. If you're using methanol fuel, you're a wild boy. That's for sure. No doubt. And probably faster than all of us. MCM, appreciate it, Jay. Have a good night. Couldn't hang on too long. Glad I was able to make it. Thanks, MCM. I appreciate it, buddy. No, well, looks like it's time to just bite the bullet and call 4 and get that third pump. I know. I was definitely thinking about doing it over. I may still do it, but I mean the dual pump's working so far, so as long as I'm getting fuel, I'm happy. We'll see what happens. Rocket Man, Eric, Rocket Man. I hear you. All right, we're coming down to the last 5 minutes, folks. We're doing good. Why do I feel so slow, Don, when you say a high second car is fast? A high 10-second car is fast, Jay. Come on, man. You know the deal. In the grand scheme, like I said, it's in the grand scheme of things, right? When you want that reliable car that you can take to the track, win some races, lose probably a lot of races, but win some races. I think you're in that 600, 650 range. Get that high 10, high 10, low 11 second car, and you'll have a blast. Pro Charger. My Charger 600 wheels. I'm doing 11.4s on the street with my draggy times with a little spin. Would hope it's an 11 flat on the track or better. Yeah, with a little spin, 11.4. Depends upon your definition of little spin. But yeah, you'll definitely pick up at least 2 or 3 tenths. No, E85 looks like it's going to be Demoves. Yeah, I love E85, man. And Jay, yeah, Jay says it's a game changer. No, I want to get in the 9s, maybe even an 8 if I can get this 6 rib belt system to work. Getting down to the 8s on a 6 rib, you might be stretching it. you might be stretching it. Yeah, I don't know if a 6 rib is going to handle that much power to get you there, Noah. But it'll get you in the 9s. I got a 6 rib on mine, and we're in the 9s. So hopefully, we put this grip tech on there, and we get somewhere closer to the mid 9s with the setup. And I mean, you are slow, Jay. James, Mopar, no car. You know it, buddy. 100%. 100% the truth. Yeah, that's kind of what I told him, Jay. Jay. That's a good one, Jay. Love it. Apparently, there's a GT500 tensioner upgrade that can allow me to get some more boost. Now, I don't know if the tensioner is going to get you more boost, but it's going to keep it's definitely going to keep your belt tight, so you don't have to so much worry about belt slip. That's the one I got on mine from HHP, the GT500 tensioner. Ant's laughing at Jay. Everyone's laughing in the chat. That's good. That's good. That's good to see. Everyone laughing in the chat. We got 2 minutes. Just have to use a really good tensioner with a 6 rib. Yeah, we'll see how far the 6 rib can go, because we're gonna pull it down and see what happens. Cog, which grip tech did you go with? I had to go to 2.5 because my big NA cam to get more boost. So right now, what's on the car for my Pro Charger? Yeah, 2.5 is small. Are you sure it's 2.5 and not 3.5? Because right now I have a 3.5, 3.6 on my car, and I push 18 to 20 pounds of boost. I'm going from a 3.6 to a 3.4, which should, by the numbers, add 2 to 3 pounds of boost, give or take. And then my problem is, how much heat is that boost going to make, and how much eventual power am I going to make out of pulling down from a 3.6 to a 3.2? But a 2.5, that's small. That's small. That's party pulley right there. Anyone know what's best on a P1 for charger? Yeah, Jay, that's what I'm saying. I don't think a tensioner is going to help you with boost. Pro Charge, I'm trying to get your question here. Anyone know what bets on P1 for charger? Oh, what belts? I don't know. I don't know. Best thing to do is take a piece of twine, run it all the way around, and then measure it. Rob Dade is selling a used 8 rib kit for his Pro Charger. You could maybe see if that would throw you a deal on it. Yeah, I'm not worried about it, because All right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. More than likely, I'm probably gonna go twin turbos in the summer. Yeah, 2.5 is super small for a Pro Charger. Yeah, Bill at 100 pound tensioner, gotcha. Yeah, Pro Charger. The best thing to do is use a piece of twine and measure it, because you know the deal. Not all these cars are made the same. Three Pedal J, Rob's a great guy. Yeah, if I was gonna stick Pro Charger and actually do the plans I was planning first, going to F1A94, maybe I'd go to an 8 rib, but I think we're going for all the boost, all the power. We're going head first twin turbos. I think. I'm probably about 85% sure, but we are past the 10 o'clock mark, folks. I appreciate y'all chiming in. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Appreciate y'all supporting the channel. Appreciate watching all these filler videos I'm doing until we get to race season again. Plan is to hit Orlando, the Modern Street Hemi Shootout in Orlando. Plan is to, I think we can hit the first MIR test and tune as well, and then hit Modern Street Hemi Shootout in Orlando, and then look for some other racing avenues rather than just doing a bunch of test and tunes like I've done the past 3 years. Get some competitive racing in there. But that's going to do it for this one, folks. Again, appreciate y'all chiming in. If you're stopping in for the first time, check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on with the channel, do them few things. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on social media. I'll definitely appreciate it. Shake and Bake definitely appreciate it, because every red penny from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. That's it for this one, folks. Till the next one. Adios.